Please subscribe to the Books on Toast channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications, or summer will never end. Every once in a while comes across a book that invades your senses so completely that you have trouble disconnecting it from your reality. I do this quite often, especially when I'm reading books by Salman Rushdie or Terry Pratchett, or even watching countless reruns of The Vampire Diaries. Ian, summer holiday is hot, guys. I don't know what to do. Anyway, this is about none of them. Patrick Melrose is a series of novels written by Edward St. Aubyn. And it's just the kind of pop culture juice that traps you in its pulpy mix. Edward St. Aubyn was born into a feudal faction household that was part of the British royal family. He had a troubled childhood. He was subjected to child sexual abuse at the hands of his father, and his mother ignored everything. As a result, St. Aubyn gave himself to drug abuse. His choice of drug was heroin and cocaine, and he loved every bit of it. How we know this is he used Patrick Melrose, the character, as a conduit to explain what happened to him during those years when he was getting into the drugs and how the addiction took over every part of his soul. Patrick Melrose is a series of 5 novels written by Edward St. Aubyn, and St. Aubyn's love and deep love for addiction comes across as this glaring narrative that you as a reader have to deal with. He talks about all the things that heroin does to his body. He talks about all the enduring spasms his body feels when he gets high on cocaine. And as a reader, you're put in that point where you have to figure out, is this really what I'm reading? Is this really something that people should be reading? Is this something that Patrick Melrose should be talking about? It puts you in a moral dilemma, guys. All of these 5 novels deal with the cause and effect of addiction. The cause in this case being Patrick Melrose's abusive childhood, and the effect being the enduring love that Patrick Melrose feels for the drugs. It's a really, really sad read, guys. I'm telling you, once you get into it, it'll be very difficult to get out of it. Patrick Melrose is multiple things. It's tragic, it's sad, it gives you an insight into what it's like to be trapped in the mind of an addict. And it's also quite lovable. It's very witty as well, but it's never boring. And at some point, it actually links addiction to reading. And I quote, "Balance was so elusive. Either it was like this, too fast, or there was the heavy thing like wading through a swamp to get to the end of a sentence." Why we are talking about this is because Sky Atlantic and Showtime got together to bring the Patrick Melrose story to screen. The character was essayed by Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays the neurotic genius to its complete perfection. It also stars Jennifer Jason Leigh of Hateful Eight fame as the mother of Patrick Melrose. It also stars Hugo Weaving as the father of Patrick Melrose. Both the actors bring out the wildest parts of these characters to screen, and you can't help but hate them for every bit of torture that they make little Patrick endure. Benedict Cumberbatch really wanted to play Patrick Melrose with a passion. He's spoken about it in interviews in which he said that after he finished reading the Patrick Melrose series, he went to multiple studios and shopped the script. And finally managed to play the role that he was meant to play. And he does it to, like I've already mentioned, great perfection. The series is now playing out on Hotstar, and you guys can actually go watch it. I would rate Patrick Melrose a high 5 on 5. I think it's a book that everybody should read. And if you guys like watching TV, you should watch the series. Let me know what you thought of the book. Let me know what you thought of the series as well. Let me know if you've read other things by Edward St. Aubyn, and if you guys would like us to review other books. And if you're reading something interesting, please tell us in the comment section. We're always looking for books to read because we don't have lives.